Hi, Theo here from electrofx.com. Now that you have your platform downloaded, installed, you're logged into your demo account, you've installed your tools and set up your hotkeys, it's time to start playing around and get familiar with these things. I want you to just go to File, New Chart, and open up a chart, any chart, doesn't really matter, and apply the ATM free template so we have something to look at. I'm going to walk you through these tools so that you can see each and every one of them. As you remember, we have our scripts: the instant buy, instant sell, instant reverse, instant stop loss and take profit, and closing all the orders on that pair. So I want to walk through these scripts first. We have our hotkeys. Quite simply, Control B was our buy scenario. Instant buy, choose your lot size, decide on how much slippage you're willing to allow, and just a standard stop loss take profit, which is default 100 because we can move those around after we enter, but it's up to you what you do with that. So if I just click OK on this script, as you can see, the order enters. There's a stop loss and a take profit placed for us, 100 pips in either direction. If I hit Control E, which is our exit script, there's no pop-up, it just instantly closes the orders. If I hit Control S, which is the sell script, all of the same inputs, and I click OK, we enter into the sell. Now if I hit the reverse orders script, which we have on Control R, also no pop-up. The sell order closes, a buy is now open, but as you can see, no stop loss and take profit with that script, which is why we have the instant stop loss and take profit, which I have set to Control A for adding the take profit and stop loss. And also no pop-up there because we're just adding to this open order. We don't need to verify that, it's just instant. So the instant scripts are the reverse orders, the close orders, and the instant stop loss and take profit. There'll be no pop-up for those. The buy and the sell script will have the pop-up so you can select your lot size and those few other things like slippage and setting the stop loss take profit. So what else can we do here? While we're in this buy, I could also enter a sell at the same time. So let me just open up a sell. Now we have a buy and a sell running, and I'll show you the close order script again, which is Control E, and that's actually going to go ahead and close all the orders on this pair. So both the buy and the sell are closed down. Now the other way that we can enter our orders and deal with things are with the expert advisors. So I have the pending order EA set to Control P. I'll just go ahead and place that on there. Inputs, you have your lot size, whether you want an email alert, a regular pop-up alert, the width of the line, which doesn't really matter. The pending pips means how far past these lines we're going to place. Price must travel in order to enter the trade. And then the standard slippage, stop loss and take profit once again. So if I click OK and you look to the top right of your screen, you'll see that that EA is running. And now with this EA we have the option of placing above price a P buy line. And as soon as I rename that line P buy, it is recognized by the expert advisor. It turns into this blue line, and on the top left corner of the chart here you can see that it's been recognized. Now the idea of the pending buy line would be, if we have a trigger pattern, we're going to place this line above our trigger pattern if we're looking to get into a buy. So let's, for argument's sake, let's say this candle has closed. This is our trigger candle. If price travels above it, we wish to enter. I'm going to place that line right above it. Once price passes it by our buffer, which is 3 pips, the trade will be entered. Now if price moves in the opposite direction and breaks the bottom of our trigger, then perhaps what we're thinking is not right anymore and we need to reassess. And I can place an X buy line right there. Also changes color just to let you know it's been recognized. And now if price travels down below this line, it will actually delete both these lines. So I can drag this price into it and you can see that. Now in the opposite direction of all of that, you can place below price a P sell line, which is recognized by turning red. Top left, you can see the printout again. And on the opposite side of our trigger, the point at which we're probably no longer correct, I can place an X sell like so. and it's the exact same thing. If you see two scenarios that you like, you could actually plot both at the same time. You always have to plot the P buy first, or the P sell first. If you just place an X buy or an X sell without the P buy or P sell present, then it'll automatically delete. And down here I can place an X buy. So you can actually have a sell and a buy set up at the same time. And if I delete the P buy, it will automatically clean itself up. And as soon as we get a tick, as you can see, the X buy deletes. When I delete the P sell, the X sell line deletes. Okay, so that's why we can't place the X sell or the X buy first. It has to be the P buy or the P sell. Now once we are in a trade, that could be, let's just jump in using a P buy here. And I can do that by dragging it into price further than the 3 pips. So straight away we're into the trade. We have our take profit and our stop loss. And now we have our stop loss take profit manager, which is on Control M for manage. And it's just going to make sure we want to stop the pending order EA and replace it with this one. The inputs are just colors, so it's not really important. And once we place it in there, the idea of this is that you can now see the distance to your take profit and stop loss, and you can start judging risk reward. So ultimately you want to be taking trades that are above a 1-to-1 risk reward, and this is just preset at 1-to-1, so that means we're risking the same amount as we're trying to gain. If we were to look at this scenario and say, okay, our first real obstacle as we travel up, if this was a sound buy, then that would be there, and our stop loss, perhaps it would be below this obstacle here. And you can start to see now that the risk reward that you have plotted out, and you just want to make sure that's always above 1-to-1 and preferably closer to 1-to-2, like this particular setup. We're risking 135 pips to get 286. Now don't get too caught up in the pip values. The pip values don't matter when you're risking a set percentage of your account. The only time that a pip value would matter is if you're always trading the exact same lot size every time, no matter what size the stop loss. Okay, but that's a little bit more advanced later on. You don't need to worry about it right now. Right now, it's a demo account and you're just playing around. So focus on the risk reward element. What's important is that you just get used to using the tools and trading and judging risk reward and picking your trades. Then you can move on a little later on and start thinking a little bit deeper about the money management and position sizing. So that all comes later. Okay, the final thing to really mention here is that the stop loss take profit manager can handle more than one order. So if we want to add another order, or perhaps we're in a longer term buy and there's a shorter term sell setting up and we just want to take that while we're in the buy, you could actually just instantly enter a sell right now. So we have the buy and the sell open. The manager sees that and places new take profit stop loss lines for you, and once again you can move those around separately and it understands each order individually. They have their own little order number that you can see there. So it is good for multiple orders at once if you need to do so. Probably not, you don't need to worry about that at the beginner level, but later on it may be useful. So that's pretty much it. Play around, get used to everything. They're actually quite basic tools. There are much more advanced tools available for sure, but there's no need to complicate it any further than this at the beginner stage.